One of the most important pieces of gear you'll want to nab early in Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater is the thermal goggles. They're useful for just about everything: finding food, spotting enemies, avoiding traps, and even taking on bosses. So you'll want to grab them as soon as possible. Now, if you're already hours into the game and missed them, don't worry, there are multiple opportunities to pick up a pair throughout the campaign.
Major, I've spotted 2 enemy soldiers.
They're probably KGB troops sent to guard Sokolov.
The earliest chance to snag thermal goggles is during the Virtuous mission in the Dramuchich North region, right inside this log. Unfortunately, once the Virtuous mission ends and Operation Snake Eater begins, all of your gear is reset. Luckily, there's another pair not too far into Operation Snake Eater. Once you return to the abandoned factory, head into the same room where you originally found Sokolov. Inside, there's a locker to the left that contains the goggles. Be careful though, once you leave the room, a cutscene will automatically trigger and push the story forward. The thermal goggles are a huge advantage during the Fear and the End boss fights, but they're just as useful throughout the game for spotting enemies in the jungle, finding food, and detecting traps like claymore mines or electric fences. They might just be the single most useful item in the entire game, so don't skip them. But if you missed the goggles early on and have already reached the caves, you won't be able to backtrack. However, you can find another pair a little further ahead. After defeating the Pain and making it through the Swamp River area, you'll reach some docks where a cutscene plays. After the end is rolled back inside, clear the guards and head into the Ponizovje warehouse. On the lowest level, near the desert face paint, you'll find another pair of thermal goggles, but only if you missed them the first time. If you're working on a stealth playthrough, be careful here because there are 3 guards in the warehouse and they can detect you very easily. To avoid them, hop over this railing to the left and dispatch the bottom 2. Once they're down, there's plenty of time to grab the goggles and the face camo before the 3rd guard makes his way down the stairs to investigate. Now, there's also a 3rd pair of thermal goggles that you can find after the warehouse, but it's all the way near the end of the game, and you'd have to face both the Fear and the End before you can reach them. So, we highly recommend getting the thermal goggles as early as possible. That said, the final pair of thermal goggles can be found in the Groznyj Weapons Lab East Wing. Use the Rykov disguise to make your way to the 2nd floor and find this research lab filled with scientists. The goggles are all the way in the back left corner on the floor. And there you have it. That's all the locations where you can find the thermal goggles in Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. And once you have them, you can see threats from miles away, dispatch bosses with ease, and you'll never go hungry. Yep, they're pretty helpful, but if you're looking for even more helpful tips, whether it's mastering CQC, tracking down every collectible, or even learning how to skip a boss fight, we've got tons of video guides and full walkthroughs over at IGN.com. Thanks for watching.